Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in 3 minutes. Just a little bit of context here if you're maybe new to the channel or new to these videos. When I say live, I mean live in the sense of you're getting my raw thoughts, my raw emotions as things play out, as I get the data. So as you see this data play out, same time I've seen the data. So in other words, this is not some sort of recording where I get everything recorded and then I come back and talk about it and do a post commentary or some sort of voiceover. You're getting my exact thoughts, like I said, as things play out. So yeah, the video may not be professionally polished. I'll stumble over my words as I'm trying to talk to you, execute trades myself, make alerts in the private community that I offer. So yeah, it may not be professional, but if you're looking, like I said, for a raw look into what day trading looks like and the emotions and the thought process and all that goes with it, then I think you'll enjoy this video. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch Tesla out of the opening gates, and I say pretty sure because, again, I don't know. This is real time. This is live. Something could change, and maybe Tesla no longer becomes very interesting. But as of right now, that is the plan. So I'll see you back at the open. What I am interested in is 440 on Tesla now. I should note that I've already alerted it once. This was earlier on in the pre-market, and there's a fantastic trade. It did break down through there, and then it went as low as 436. I wasn't able to take that trade. I was away from my computer doing something. But my point here is that it's looking like 440 may be coming back into play again, and from that angle of things, might be an interesting trade here. So yeah, 440, one of those areas where potentially might come into play, but we'll have to see what happens with it. Market is opening up here in less than 1 minute. And the market is officially open. And Tesla just going down right out of the opening gates, which is fine. Just first minute. Normally I don't take the first minute, and I don't have any plans of doing anything like that. So start here. If you do hear typing, that is just me making alerts in the chat room, so your hearing is just fine. But again, like I said, let's see what Tesla wants to do. I like how it's pulling back here. Or excuse me, not pulling back, but going down. Now looking for some sort of movement back to the upside. And there we go. Starting to get a move. What is that high right there? High of basically 440. I mean, it is Tesla. Maybe even 440 from a long side. In at 440, like I said, given that it's Tesla, I think this thing has a chance of wanting to break to the upside. There we go. Oops, not 445. So there we go. Quick $273 on a long-sided trade. I mean, you got to love that candle. But now I'm actually looking for a potential short here on Tesla. Tesla dead cat. 1 minute. So yeah, in all actuality, that 439 mark looks quite interesting if it wants to come back down. So Tesla, just show you how the chat room works, but also get this thought documented. 439 flush point 1 minute. So again, will that come into play? I have no idea, but that's the thought process of things right now. But yeah, there we go. A quick, let's see. It's 9:31, so less than 2 minutes in the day, already up $273. I'm not a greedy savage. I'm not aware of many places in the world where you can make that amount of money. But let's see here, 442.50. I'm going to go ahead and get that updated here. So edit, update, 442.50 flush point. 442. So if this thing wants to come down and look like it wants to break down through 442, I would be interested. But again, first it's got to come down in that area. It's starting to come down. Want to see how this candle closes though first. So I'm not going to take it on this candle if it breaks on this particular candle. Want to see. Uh-oh. No. Nah. Messy. Just what was not very clean. So, I mean, the setup's still more than valid. I'm not saying it's not valid and there it goes. But that was it just got too sticky, too messy. It was not the clear-cut entry point that I was wanting. And again, for those people that, hey Clay, how does your chat room work? Well, you can see right there how everything played out. So originally set of the context dead cat, then I questioned 439, then I made the comment I was going to update it, so I updated the comment right there to 442.50, and ouch. And look at it go all the way down to 438 now. Oh, so close, but it just, you have to scroll back, and for me, it just didn't play out the way I wanted to see it play out. It just, I wanted to see it just get down to that area, bounce just a little bit, and then come down, but there was no bouncing. It just went straight down. But yeah, for you members of the community that watch these videos, congratulations. Awesome. You just had a great trade. But I mean, I need to keep things in context too. It's not even 5 minutes in the day, and here I am still up $270. Let's see. Boeing just getting destroyed here. Nothing in a trade, though. This would totally be chasing right now. If this thing wants to bounce back upwards, then that could be interesting. But yeah, as of right now, nothing to do. And I understand, Clay, it's going down. It's going down. You got a short. I know. It looks like you would want to, but that's just trying to sucker you in. Airline's getting destroyed here. NNOX traded this one previously. Have had some. How much volume? Not even 1 million shares yet. Yeah, its volume's a little shaky. And this one is such a fast mover. I better stay away from it. Tesla here. Okay, maybe a new. Hey, look at right there. 440 once again back in a play here. So potentially here a trade at 440 if this candle wants to go up and then come back down. But again, I don't want to take it on this candle. I want to see how this candle closes. Is this one going to leave me behind too? We'll see. 440 knocking on the door. Come on, bounce. Don't go. Don't go. Bounce. Bounce. Nope. And there it goes, breaking down through 440. And there it goes. Just, well, Tesla sure did play nicely with me on that first trade. Played very, very nicely with me, but since then has not behaved in the way that I want to see it behave. And that's really the learning lesson here. Is that's why trading is difficult. I get it. It's easy for me to sit here and say, hey, I think Tesla wants to go down. But I mean, that's just a broad idea, right? That's just a general concept. To actually take that concept and put it into reality, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult because you need to make sure that you are behaving and doing it being putting the idea into reality in a very wise manner. And I got to stop talking right now because holy smokes, what is going on with DKNG? All right, DKNG fade potential over 52.50 5 minute. 52.85. So yeah, if this thing wants to actually keep on moving up, I would be interested in trying to build a short position here. But my first entry point, not until up over 52.50 at 52.85. So we'll see if this thing wants to work its way up there. Although potentially a fake breakout here with a short at 51.50 for a scalp. Again, let's see if this is maybe just some sort of fake breakout to these highs here. Well, at this point, maybe 51.75 is the level if this can keep on moving up. So again, potentially 51.75 as a flush point, but this has got to get up over 52 for that to really be valid. KODK going bonkers. So definitely a whole lot of transitioning here going on. But let's check out KODK. I think this one just came off a halt. Yeah. I don't know. This thing is so volatile. It's so crazy. Actually, Boeing. Interesting area. 161. Actually going to get that alerted. BA 161. Flush point, 1 minute. 161, 162. So if I'm wrong, $100. Yeah, so I'm going to go down, do 100 shares, and if I'm wrong, it'll cost me right around $100, but I'll still be right, or I'll still be green on the day. But yeah, 161. If that looks like it wants to fall, then I'll risk right around $100, which is important because I'm up 273. So even if I am wrong, looking at the glass is half empty here, even if I'm wrong, that would still have me, nicely in the green. But again, that assumes that the price wants to come back down here to 161, which as of right now, it is not doing. All right, well, I will go ahead and pause, and I'll let you know if something else pops up. All right, what I'm looking to do here, let's see, BA 162.15 short, stop over 163, 1 minute. So right there, looking to get short at 162.15, although maybe this won't even come into play. But you saw the trade plan there. So with 100 shares, risking right around $85, potentially 100 with slippage. But again, same exact principle. That if I'm wrong, I'll still be green. And there goes DKNG again. I apologize for me just jumping around. But like I said, this is what I mean by live. This is all happening in real time. And then DKG rolls over. So let's see what Bowen is up to now. All right, well, I don't like taking it at 162.15 at this point. That has changed around here, but let's see if this candle can maybe give us another entry point here. But if this thing just comes back down, well, then there's nothing to do at that point. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, once again, watching 440 here as a potential area to go short. Just doing 50 shares. Want to protect my upside or protect my green. So in there at 440, just 50 shares, like I said. Let's see if this thing finally wants to break down through. There we go. Kind of. Not the strongest of breaks. Oh, in fact, a very weak break. Do not like to see it bouncing like that. There we go. Kind of. Have an order out there to take some off at 438.50. Let's see if it can work its way back down to that area or not. Or if it's going to bounce up on me here. We'll see. It's trying to pick up some downside momentum here. See if it wants to get down through 439 again. There we go. 438.70-ish area is the problem point. All right, pulled off 25 here just because try to give it time, and you can see it's just not bouncing from that area up. So now I just have 25 shares left just because I think this thing might actually want to bounce here. And if it does, well, then I'll be just taking a loss on 25 shares instead of the 50 shares. But yeah, at this point, I mean, you're here with me live. We tried to give it time to break down and break down. It did not want to break down. Like I said, I still don't want to wave the white flag on it, but I got to admit that right now I might be wrong that it wanted to break down more. And if I'm right that this thing looks like it might want to bounce, well, then I need to be out. But like I said, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully this thing does ultimately want to break down. But at this point, like, again, just bouncing right off that level. So 438.50, wow. That is going to be the very, very stubborn level. So that's the big question. Can the price actually break down through 438.50? If it can, then you got to like the chance that this thing makes another pretty big bearish move to the downside. But right now, this goes up over 442. I got to be out using a mental stop. So again, if it goes up over 442, I will be out. Well, I still feel perfectly fine about the trade. I let that thing try to work for me. And if it just clearly did not want to break down, and unfortunately looking like I was right that this wanted to bounce. So I feel very good that I did take off. Whoops. So all out, excuse me, all out there for a losing trade. Still up over $200 on the day. So I'm very happy with that. But there we go. There was a trade that just didn't quite work out. You have to let trades win for you, right? And that's what I was doing. It got down to that area, and I get it in hindsight. Oh, Clay, you should have taken out more, down when it was down at that area. Well, I agree in hindsight. I should have just pulled out my entire position, but I gave it plenty of opportunity. I mean, we watched together, right? 3 candles in a row, once, twice, 3 times. Try to get through that level. Couldn't quite do it. I will say though that if the price comes back down to that area, I would be interested to try this again. But right there, you just can't risk having that be a much bigger bounce and then having, the green day being wiped away to red. But as far as I'm concerned, I didn't do anything wrong in that trade. I get it. A lot of, one of the cliche saying is, hey, if you lose money, don't let it be a loss because there's something to learn from it. No, there's nothing to learn from that one. Other than the fact of sometimes trades just don't go your way. I behaved perfectly fine. I reduced position sizing, and then I reduced position sizing even more when I thought that it might want to bounce. So I actually made a small little profit on those 120 or on the 25 shares there. But yeah, maybe Tesla does now ultimately want to bounce. But it is what it is. So yes, I lost money on that one, but I didn't do anything wrong. That's just a function of the market not offering guarantees. So all right, I'm going to keep an eye on 438.50, and if it gets down there and maybe looks like it wants to finally break through it, I may be interested in another trade. Well, it's getting close again, looking like that level might be coming into play. Again, 438.50 is the level, but once again, it's bouncing, so I will pause. All right, kind of getting down to that level. Missed it. Tried to get in and I missed it. Was not fast enough to click. Oh well, it happens. Actually might have another opportunity at it. It bounced back upwards. Let's see if it wants to come back down and then maybe break it for sure this time. Or is this the start of a bigger bounce? All right, it's looking like it wants to give me another opportunity here. Assuming it comes back down, that is. So I'll keep an eye on it. Well, big bounce there. Wow, 438.50. I suppose that was, well, and then again, it still did move basically $1 in my favor. So that was still a little nice movement there. But yeah, big old bounce there. I suppose welcome to the world of Tesla. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I actually wanted to be done after about 15 minutes today. But there was some interesting opportunity out there. And then, of course, Tesla came into play during that 15-minute mark. And overall, feel good about it. Feel actually fantastic. Okay. Maybe one more trade. What's going on with BYND all of a sudden? Oh, never mind. I saw it lighten up the scanners and, well, what's going on with NNOX? Interesting. Let's see. What are these highs? Keep in mind, I am looking at things that you don't see on the screen here. So 41.75. Can I short? Yes, I can. 41.75. I realize that seems far away, but this one is a very fast mover. So, all right, well, let me see if this thing wants to break up through 41, and if it doesn't want to shoot all the way up to 41.75. So maybe one more trade. I will pause, and I'll keep you updated. All right, 451 here, looking pretty interesting here on Tesla. So much so that I'm going to go back up to the normal position size. So funny. I thought I was done. And then here we are looking at this. Missed it again. I just too slow this morning. And there it goes. All right. Well, now I need to be careful that I don't start trading just because I'm angry at myself for missing and being too slow. But yeah, look at it go. All right, well, like I said, I'm skating on very shaky territory right now. Just saying that I wanted to be done. I should be done. I'm up over $200. But now, am I just trading because I'm upset at myself that I've missed a couple of these? I'll see, but I'm going to be very aware of that, and I'm going to have to make sure that it's any setup I take is a very solid setup. All right, I'm wondering if this is a fake breakout move here. So I do have an order up at 47.85 to get short, but also if this thing just all of a sudden rolls over, we're going to have some disappointed longs out there because there are people right now buying this breakout. And to be fair, maybe this is truly a breakout. But if this thing fails, then that could definitely create some downside pressure. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that order, and let's see what that low is, 47.25. Come on, get up some more. Go up some more. I'll get moving higher. There we go. Okay. 47.25 maybe, but this has got to get up through 47.50. Need to see more strength so that I can see that strength fail. But 47.50, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, 47.25. I like that as a fake breakout point area here. But like I said, maybe this is truly a strong breakout. That's why you got to wait for confirmation. And again, 47.25. Well, now it's breaking up over 48. All right, well, I mean, you look at this 5 minute. Well, I can't do that right now. Again, 47.25. See what it wants to do here. As of now, it just wants to keep on moving up.
Incoming chat.
Just keeps moving up. I'm trying to stay. I'm not talking much because I want to see you, but I'm trying to stay laser focused here because clearly I've been very slow on the entry points here. But at this point, our chart's changing around here a little bit on me. Not quite as attractive as it was. Okay, trying to come back down here, but again, I don't like the setup as much now. If it wants to bounce up and stay and then come down, but I'm not going to take it on this candle. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. So I am going to get this go ahead and alerted here, 47.25 flush point, 2 minute. Keep in mind the trend. So like I said, if the price does want to come back down to that level now and break through it, I like it very much so now. Well, I take that back. This candle still got to close up above it. I guess I'm assuming right now that the candle is indeed going to close up above it. Because this candle should be closing, yeah, in less than 15 seconds. Oh, well, this is going to be a long video. No, don't do it before this candle closes. There we go. Okay. Laser focus, 47.25. See what happens here. In at 47.27. Let's see if we can get some more downside pressure here. So again, in at 47.27. want to see if this thing can get down below 47, which it can. And it did not let me mitigate some of my gains. There we go. So still have 200 shares left. Have 100 shares left just because I thought that breakdown through 47 would be more violent. And it wasn't. So still at a potential risk here of... could I lose money on that? Yeah, maybe a little bit. So let's see if we can get down through 46.75. And then I can lock in some more gains there. Again, 46.75. Can we break down through there? Yes, we can. Kind of. All right. Took out another 50 at 46.75. So yeah, at this point, it's going to be a winning trade. Even if it bounces back up against me and I have to take a loss on some of the shares. But yeah, let's see if this thing wants to roll back over some more. This very well could just be the nice little healthy pullback that it needed. And in that situation, I very well knew that, hence me being more aggressive with my profits. But if this is a bigger pullback, again, right now, I'm still risking losing money on the final 50 shares, but that's the risk I'm willing to take because I want to give this thing the opportunity to work more in my favor. And again, like you saw with Tesla, that might not work out. Now, in this situation, the difference being this will be a winning trade. It won't be a losing trade like that second Tesla one. But again, I'm trying to give this opportunity to see if this wants to actually pull back even more. If this is just a good, healthy pullback, then so be it. But if this is the start of a much deeper pullback, then hey, I'm glad I gave that chance. I gave it the opportunity to actually pull back that much more. So that is why I still do have the 50 shares. But at this point, it's just a matter of does this thing want to break down that key point being right there around, yeah, 46.65-ish. That was a previous resistance, good old-fashioned resistance turning into support right now. So if this thing does have a chance of getting really a bigger breakdown, 46.65 is that level that's going to need to be broken. But that could very well hold as support too. But I don't know, right? Nobody knows in trading. The idea here is just to try to keep things logical. So here we go, 46.75 is holding. But 46.65 is that level where if it can be broken, I think this thing's got a chance. It should go down to at least 46.50. There we go, 46.69, 46.70. So yeah, right around this area, being very, very stubborn, as the chart suggests that it probably would be. So let's see if this thing can indeed break down. So if you're not familiar with level 2s, that's what I'm watching. I want to see if that number right there can break down below 46.65. If it does, but if this thing does go up over 47.50, I'm going to hop out. So yeah, I will technically be taking a loss on the final 50 shares here. But again, that's worth it to give this thing an opportunity. Does it want to break down? But in all actuality, I'm losing a little bit of patience with this tight range here. I mean, this is getting a little silly right now. I'll still give it a chance, but this tight range is, I mean, I do this day trade thing for freedom of time, and me sitting here, it's not really freedom of time when I'm watching some little tight range all of a sudden. But like I said, I feel obligated now. I have to sit in this just to watch that 46.65 mark, see if it fails. So again, if 46.65, if it breaks through there, it should get down to at least 46.50, if not even lower. But that's what I'm watching. But as of right now, that area is stubborn. The range has really tightened down. Wow, almost at 30 minutes. But for obligation's sake, for those of you still with me right now watching this video, I feel obligated. Probably not the smartest way to trade. Trade for the people on YouTube, but I owe it to you. I'm being overly dramatic, though. I mean, this will be green no matter what, so it's not like I'm risking anything here. If anything, I'm just risking time, a waste of time by waiting to see if this thing breaks down for a tight little range. But come on, 46.65. I want to move on with my day. Isn't it funny? I said I thought I would be done, and now here I am. Stuck in. There we go. Come on, 46.65. Fall for me. Fall for us. For all of the fantastic people that are still watching this 30 minutes in. Look at this. So stubborn. You got to think, if that level fails, it'll move quick to the downside. Maybe even down below 40. There we go. Look how fast that went. There we go. There we go. Come on, give me some more downside movement. Really, that's all you're going to give me? Look at that. That fast right above 46.65. Let's try it again, although a bunch of buyers just showed up at 46.50. Come on. Come on. All right. I'm taking off another 25 there just because we tried to let it break down. It did break down. It was a terrible, terrible anticlimactic break. Doesn't this... See, that's the funny thing is the stock market doesn't care that I've been waiting. The stock market doesn't care that I'm making a YouTube video and there's a bunch of people waiting. It doesn't care. It's going to do what it wants to do. And here we are sitting here and waiting, and I build up this point. And yeah, to be fair, it did drop down to 46.50, which is where I wanted to take some profits, and I didn't. Here we are again at 46.50. Big size down there. I mean, at this point, this is just pure goofiness. I have 25 shares left. But like I said, we've come this way. If you're still with me, I feel like we know each other. I feel like we're friends. So we're all in this together. Let's see if this 46.50 mark can break. If this does go over 47, though, I am out. So I'll just do a mental stop loss here. So if it goes up over 47, I'm out with my final 2,500 shares because I definitely need to move on with my day. Which, didn't I say earlier? I could have sworn about 20 minutes ago I said I was done. But like I said, if this wants to go up over 47, I'm going to hop on out. But I don't know. We'll see if it can work down there and get through the 46.50 break. You know what I'm going to do here? I am just going to pause now. I mean, this is getting pretty crazy right now. So I will pause, and I'll be back to update whatever happens. All right, I snoozed off for a second. It went up over 47, got out there at 47.14. So even on those final, and then now there's the bounce there. So not totally shocking that it failed to break down there, but it is shocking a little bit because that was such a stubborn level. But I mean, the trend was up. But overall, made $140, so I will take it. So it is 10:20 a.m., up $359. I'm more than happy with that. I'm not sure of many places in the world where you can make $359 in less than 1 hour. So $359 an hour, I will definitely take it. That's all I have, though. I'm going to wrap. Actually, if you are still here right now, in the comment section, will you just type still here? And if you are, seriously, thank you very much. That is awesome that you stuck with me for this long on the journey. I appreciate it. Lots of good learning lessons here. Think back to Tesla. Yes, I lost money on that one, but I didn't do anything wrong. I know, I get it. One of the favorite implications out there is if you lose money, then therefore there's a learning lesson because you did something wrong. So there's something that you can learn from. No, that's not true. Sometimes the only learning lesson is a reinforcement. The reinforcement being, hey, the markets offer no guarantees. There's no such thing as a perfect system. You played it right from both a money management, from a trade management standpoint, and it just didn't work out in your favor. So just because now in many situations, yes, there is probably a learning lesson because if you're new and just getting started, you probably did something really silly. But there does reach that point, and that's what makes trading hard, is just because you lost money doesn't mean there's anything to learn. Doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. But that's all I have. So like I said, real quick though, if you do enjoy these live trade videos and want for me to keep making them, hit that like button. That's a super time efficient way to communicate that to me. If you enjoyed, and then I don't think, real quick, I forgot. And I was going to say, if you want to join the community right here, you can see it on ARWR. I mean, that was alerted to the members right there. So 47.25 flush point, you saw me take it. Keep in mind the trend said that because it wasn't a bullish uptrend. So if you're going short in an uptrend, got to be a little bit more aggressive. So right there again, if you're interested in that, just go to claytrader.com/team. Again, TEAM, claytrader.com/team, because that's what we're a team. We work together to find opportunities. So you can go there. If you comments, questions, suggestions about this video, leave those down below. Like I said, if you're still watching, still here, put that down there. Or of course, any other comments or questions, suggestions. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. Lots of other trade videos of these live trade sorts, a good variety of other types of videos too. So check out the channel, and hopefully you decide to ultimately subscribe. But seriously, in all genuineness, if you are still listening to my voice right now and still watching, thank you very much. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.